Hello there guys, and welcome to another day and another Spain video on my channel. Today we're going to be having the preview for Spain versus Faroe Islands. It's going to be our 6th qualifier so far. I'm going to be going through the whole preview of tomorrow night's game at El Molinón in Gijón. It's going to be an homenaje a Kini. This was a former player, of course, for the Spanish national team. I don't know a lot about him, but it's almost going to be, a tribute to him this game. So I'm expecting a good crowd. I'm expecting goals. I'm expecting changes. Let's keep it a support in the comment section down below, and also on the pitch, guys. Keep the community going, and let me know your thoughts as the video goes on. If there's anything you find you want to be discussing about, without any further ado, let's get started. So without going any further, it is of course best that I show you guys the group standings again. Of course, Faroe Islands, they've been the whipping boys of this group. Really, they've conceded a load of goals in almost every game they've played in, so they're not in the best of form. They're not the best of teams in here. We know that, Busquets and Moreno recently in their press conferences, they've admitted that. So I like that, we've got a respect for them. We're still going to be doing our best out there, of course. But, we know that this is an inferior side, and we're going to be doing everything we can to do that, or to get the 3 points over them. Because, if I'm being honest, we kind of need them, As I mentioned, next month we're going to be playing Norway and Sweden away within the space of, 5 days. So this game tomorrow night is absolutely massive, and we need the 3 points here, so we don't want to be taking this one lightly with Sweden on our backs. We've kind of got Romania away for now, but a loss tomorrow night and a win against Romania, which will be against Malta, as we spoke about in the Romania preview. So Romania will be looking to win that one. So Romania, Sweden and Norway still on our backs ever so slightly, and we've just got to win a few more games now, in my opinion, to get fully and officially away from them. But as I mentioned, this game will be coming to us Sunday evening, 7:45 kickoff UK time. That'll be 8:45, of course, in España. It's going to be El Molinón in Gijón. I like the way, in Spain or the national team, we often go around all the stadiums, so, and only play a couple of games at the Bernabeu. We'll never go to the Camp Nou, of course, because it's in Catalonia, but they'll go to Gijón, they'll go to Elche, Valencia, all these stadiums. We'll go around the country, really, mainly the sort of ones, of the mainstream sorts of side. So I'm expecting a game maybe at Sevilla soon, would be a good one in my opinion. But yeah, we're going to be we've been basically going through a lot of the stadiums, so now we're going to be going over to Gijón. 30,000 capacity, not the biggest of stadiums, not the biggest of clubs, Sporting Gijón. They are in the Segunda division right now, but in my opinion, a nice place to go, and we'll be hoping for a packed stadium. Only 30,000, and this is going to be, as I mentioned, a tribute to the legend Aquini. He was a legend of not only Sporting but also the national team, and also, of course, Luis Enrique's daughter. We'll be able to see if we can execute a moment of silence, or a nice little moment of thought for her, and of course the family of Luis Enrique in tomorrow night's game. So we're the home team for this one. Let's start with us. It's going to be Spain. We've done well so far, guys. We have. Maybe people would be saying it's easy, of course, but we've had a change of management, and winning 5 out of 5 hasn't been easy, but we've done it. We've beaten Norway, we've beaten Malta, we've beaten Romania, we've beaten Sweden, I've also beaten Faroe Islands once, so now we've got to go ahead and do it twice. We're going to be going for 6 out of 6 here. I expect us to be, high press. I want this to be a hungry Spanish team. In the press recently, there's been some suggestion that these matches don't really matter for Spain. I'm not really sure where that's coming from, if I'm being honest. The group I see now looks more motivated than in the past 5 years, really. The new coach Moreno seems that he's hungry for success. The new players in the squad, the likes of Fabian Ceballos, these are guys that want to win for the national team. They want to prove their country. They want to put out great performances on the national stage. So I back this team, and with a lot of changes that I expect for tomorrow's game, I'm expecting a Spain side that's going to be full of energy, full of desire to win the ball back, full of desire to prove themselves for the national team. And that's the good thing about tomorrow night's game. I think we're going to see a lot of, fresh faces in the national team. And I think that's honestly going to help us, because they're going to be wanting to prove themselves. And that could be vital in order to gain, enough momentum and enough desire to go out and get the 3 points for this game. I'll just go ahead and put my lineup, guys, on the screen right now. I've now gone ahead and given a predicted lineup. I don't really have to go for what I want to see, because we've already seen one game. So now we've also kind of got, a brief idea of what we're going to be seeing out there. I don't know about the goalkeeper spot. I can see any other 3 starting, actually. I can really see him going for Pal tomorrow night. I can also see him putting De Gea back in there, trying to give him some confidence. At the same time, I can also see him trying to use Kepa yet again, 5th game straight that would be. So I've gone for Kepa. In the defence, I can see him go for Carvajal at right back, of course, replacing Navas. At left back, I think he'll go for Gaia, replacing Jordi Alba. And in the heart of the defence, I think he'll go for Ramos and Hermoso. But don't be shocked to see Unai Nunez in the side. I think he could also get some action. In midfield, I've gone for Rodri, Sarabia, and also Diago. That will leave Parejo out, but I can also expect him to play. Will Fabian get a start? Will Ceballos get a start? Maybe, but I think we're going to see a lot of changes here. So a full debut for Sarabia for the national team, not just an appearance off the bench. Rodri holding down that midfield next to Diago Tiago too, so that should be enough really to help control the game. And also, we've got enough there with Sarabia going forward. And then that leaves us to the front three. It's actually the same front three I predicted and wanted for the Romania game, but that didn't happen. I've gone Isuso, Oyarzabal, and I'd also go for Alcacer, and I hope he goes for Alcacer. I think Rodrigo as the out-and-out number 9. He'll probably get goals if he starts tomorrow, let's be honest, but I would go for Alcacer. I think it's a good chance for him to get 3 or 4 goals tomorrow, actually, so I back him. And with Oyarzabal and Isuso on the wings and Sarabia just in behind, in my opinion, that'll be enough to suffocate Faroe Islands. It'll be enough to stretch them to the maximum, because I can see them lining up in quite a rigid sort of 4-4-2 block, so we do need to get at them, else they will frustrate us. One I'm going to watch out for, guys, is going to be Pablo Sarabia. I'm hoping he can produce. I've put him in midfield because I hope that he starts there, and I think he could. I think it's vital that we don't just have 3 midfielders who, are good for control. Sarabia is a player who can shoot from outside the box, who's got a good passing range, a good cross in him, and he's more of an attack-minded player more than defensively, so he won't really help out in winning the ball back in that midfield. That'll be down to Tiago and Rodri, but if we have Sarabia in there, I think he can be really vital in this game, coming in the pockets that Faroe Islands can't fill and getting goals and assists for us. Now then, guys, let's move swiftly on to Faroe Islands. There's no point in me talking about them like I'm an expert on this, but I've done a bit of research, so I can tell you a little bit, guys, if you are wondering what they're going to be up to. They've recently had a 4-0 loss at home to Sweden. We only beat them 4-1 away, but, we know how good Sweden are in this group, so they're one of our top competitors. We've got to be keeping off of them, but Sweden have gone ahead and beat them 4-0 just the other day. I think that was on Thursday night, so a brutal outing there for Faroe Islands. They recovered well in the second half, but still, Danish tactician Lars Olsen is their coach, but I expect him to be reshuffling this team a little bit for the Spain game. I can often see him reverting to a 4-4-2 shape too here, guys. Just to put up that double block in midfield and try and prevent us Spain from playing as much as he physically can. In terms of the Faroe Islands lineup, let's go ahead and look what they could be lining up like. I think Eriksson's going to come in at left back, what would be his debut for the national team. They've got that centre back partnership there with Captain Gregerson. I think Vatnasdal will come back into the defence with Davidson at right back. They're going to be making some changes in the wide midfielders, though, I think, bringing some new players in from the game against Sweden, and also Olsen, the guy who scored against us last time out in the 4-1 defeat that they suffered at the hands of La Roja in the Faroe Islands, guys. A solid performance from us on the day, but he was the guy who got the goal back when it was just 2-0 Spain, so that made it 2-1. Made things a little bit difficult. I expect Olsen to be starting up front there too, guys, leading the line and trying to scrap off anything they do get up front. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be my preview for tomorrow night's game. I'm expecting goals, I'm not going to lie. I'm expecting a lot of changes too. I'm hoping for a packed crowd at Ihon in El Molinon. It's going to be, I hope, a good capacity, guys, here, and I hope a good show out. We really need to be going for this 6th win out of 6th, in my opinion, in the qualifiers. No point taking this game lightly. Let's go out here and give Faroe Islands a beating, because, if we're not at our maximum, if we're just being lazy, then honestly, in football, guys, you never know. So I want us to go for this game. I'm expecting a hungry and energetic Spain performance on the basis that the players that come in won't have played a lot of football for the national team, and they're going to be wanting to prove themselves. Just rattling off some names, guys. Tiago, he hasn't been picked for a squad, in nearly a year now, so he needs to get back in the lineup. Carvajal at right back, he's out of favour now. Gaia, can he prove himself? Edmoso at the heart of the defence wants to solidify that spot. Llorente was good against Romania, so, Kepa, he wants to solidify that spot in goal 2 with a clean sheet. Rodri in midfield wants to prove that he can do that Busquets role. We've got the likes of Sarabia in there with his first national team call-up. What can he do for us? On the wing, Suso and Oyarzabal, 2 players desperate to impress. And of course, Alcacer up front, he's going to be needing a lot of goals in the future games, and especially in this one tomorrow night if he is going to be keeping out Rodrigo and also Alvaro Morata. So, impressive game tomorrow night, I'm hoping, for the national team. I'm hoping for goals. I got my prediction for the Romania game right, so I'm going to go for 2 out of 2 here in the international break. I've gone for Spain 5, Faroe Islands 0. I hope we can get a big win here. I massively back us for this game, if I'm being honest. With the rotations that come in, I just feel as if Faroe Islands look weak right now. The Sweden 4-0 loss wouldn't have done them any good. And yeah, I'm looking for some big performances, especially from the likes of Pablo Sarabia. It should be a fun game to watch, though, guys. If you are, or if you have got nothing to do again, then do tune in. Get to see some new faces in the national team. Should be a decent crowd, and hopefully some good football from Spain. No point acting like this is going to be a massive game for us, or a really difficult game. In my opinion, it's just one of those games that you can't not take seriously, because else it does often go, all things end up blowing into all sorts of proportions. So we've just got to keep this one on lock, guys. Get the 3 points, 6 out of 6, and then go back into club football, and then come back a month later for the games away to Norway and Sweden. That's another reason why this game's so important. Sweden on our backs, and we need to be getting a big home win against Faroe Islands tomorrow night in front of our nation support. That's going to be my preview for the game. If you did enjoy, drop a like. Make sure you guys are, of course, interacting in the comment section down below yet again. And I'm going to be seeing you guys very, very soon for some more videos. And, of course, the review of this game, that'll be coming to you guys on Monday evening. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys then, and goodbye.